everyone, welcome to Revati Charan's Born to Learn channel. In this session, we are going to learn some vocabulary, grammar, and writing competencies. Here we go with the first topic, foreign words. What does the title signifies? This title simply signifies that, for example, if I want to say a spoken examination in a foreign word, what is the other word that I use for a spoken examination? Viva voce, V-I-V-A-V-O-C-E. This is actually a foreign word. We use that in order to say this is a spoken examination. And the other thing is that if I want to say good boy, okay, if I want to say goodbye in a foreign word, I can use a foreign word adieu. A-D-I-E-U. This is the meaning of foreign words. We have to replace some English words with the foreign words. For goodbye, I am using adieu. And for the next one, the next spoken examination, for that I use a foreign word, viva voce. That's all about it. Next topic is substitute polite words. Okay, substituting polite words is nothing but if I want to say something but the particular word feels unpleasant. In that case, what I have to do is that I have to replace the particular word with another polite word. Okay, that is called substituting polite words. For example, if someone asked me, "What's your mother?" I just wanted to say my mother is a housewife. But when we use the term called housewife, it's just plain. So I have to moderate the word. I have to use some polite words in my sentence. Instead of telling my mother is a housewife, I just wanted to say my mother is a homemaker. My mother is a domestic engineer. Can you see the difference? How the word spells and how the words appears to you in your mind? Yes, when you use some euphemistic expression, what is meant by euphemistic expression? It is nothing but a polite expression used in place of words or phrase that might otherwise be considered harsh or unpleasant. If you use my mother is a homemaker, my mother is a domestic engineer, can you understand the difference between the sentences? Okay, it sounds very beautiful, it sounds very pleasant. That's the difference. Okay, so if you feel some words are unpleasant, just try to use some polite words in a sentence. Next one, modal verbs and semi-models. What is meant by modal verbs and semi-models? It's nothing but modal auxiliaries. Okay, these are some special auxiliaries which is used to denote a particular mood or expression of the subject. That is called as modal verbs and semi-models. So let me tell you some of the modal auxiliaries which are normally used. First one is will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, must, might, used to, ought to, dare, need to. These are all 13 modal auxiliaries which we normally use when we speak with others. Okay. The first one, can, represents the ability, permission, request and offer. Could represents ability and polite request. May represents possibility and permission. Might represents the possibility, but this is less possible than may. Must represents force, necessity and recommendation. Shall represents suggestion. Should represents advice and obligation. Will represents wish, request, demand, order, prediction, assumption, spontaneous decision. Would represents wish, request, and the habits in the past. Ought to represents the duty, moral obligation, and the necessity. Used to normally says about the habits in the past. Need to represents the necessity and moral obligation. Dare to represents the boldness and challenge. That's all about modal verbs and semi-modals. Next one, preposition. You all know what is called as preposition. It is just a word or phrase that is used to show the relationship between a noun and another noun. Okay, relationship between a noun and another noun. So we have three kinds of preposition. What are those three kinds of preposition? The first one is simple preposition. Simple prepositions are like the normal prepositions. In, on, at, for. All they are called as simple preposition. Next one is compound preposition. What are called as compound preposition? Inside, outside, above, beyond, without, within. Likewise, these are called as compound prepositions. Next, third one is phrase preposition. Okay, phrase preposition is nothing but it contains two prepositions and then one adjective. Okay, one and then one word in that. Okay, the starting will be preposition and then the second one will be a word, third one will be a preposition again. So it consists of three words in it, three or two words, anything maybe. So for example, in spite of, in addition to, you can see that in is a preposition, spite is a word, of is a preposition. In is a preposition, addition is a word and to is a preposition likewise. Okay, the some of the example for phrase preposition or in spite of, in addition to, in the place of, in order to, on account of, all these are considered as an example for phrase preposition. The next one is we are going to deal with the question tags. So if I tell you a sentence, for example, Radhika is a doctor. When I hear the sentence, I just want to respond to a statement in order to confirm the statement whether it is correct or not. Okay, I just want to make sure whether Radhika is really a doctor or not. So that I wanted to make a short question. Radhika is a doctor. If someone tells me this, I just want to react all of a sudden that isn't she? Really? Isn't she is a question tag for this sentence. Radhika is the doctor, isn't she? The main thing is if the sentence is in positive, we have to make a tag in a negative way. If the sentence is negative, we have to make a tag in a positive way. Next one, we are going to deal with syllabification. Normally, a syllable is the minimal unit of a speech sound and it usually consists of a vowel sounds. Okay, we have to divide the word according to the vowel sounds. Okay, for example, if I use facilitate, how many syllables does it have? Okay, it has four syllables. How? Facilitate. There is a spelling. We have to syllabify according to the vowels present in it. Facilitate. Fa one syllable, Ci one syllable, Li one syllable, Tate one syllable. So how could I syllabify the word occupation? Occupation. Okay, Occupatation. It has four syllables. So we have number of syllable words, monosyllabic words, bisyllabic words, trisyllabic words and tetrasyllabic words. What is called as monosyllabic? It has only one syllable. Okay, some of the one syllable words are chair, first, call, cloud, heart, crown. Bisyllabic words are answer, divide, across, above, daughter, and trisyllabic words are atomic, acquainted, important, difference. Some of the tetrasyllabic words are facilitate, occupation, particular, and institution. So the next topic what you're going to see is that we're going to see the American and British English. Okay, so we normally use American and British English. We will combine these two English. Okay, sometimes we use American English and sometimes we use British English. Okay, but now we are going to learn which is considered as American English and which is the British English. For example, if you say the sidewalk, when you say this word sidewalk, this is an American English. Okay, if you use the word called payment, Pavement, payment, this is an British English. Okay, next one, when you say first floor, okay, the first floor will be considered as the American English. When you say it is the ground floor, this is the British English. We normally use British English in our language. Normally, we people use British English, but just understand the importance. What are the words we use in our conversation, in our daily life? Okay, and vacation is an American English, whereas holiday is a British English. From this you can easily get to know that we are using the British English. We never used to say vacation. I'm going for a vacation. It's rare, right? Yes, I'm going for a vacation. We use vacation in our conversation and it's too rare, I think so. So Sunday is a holiday. May month fully I have a holiday. Okay, likewise we used to say. So we normally use British English. Next one, we are going to see the topic singular and plural. You all know about what is called as singular and what is called as plural. Okay, if we add some letters like yes or es or ies to a word, that will become a plural. That's all about it. Some of the example is book, singular, books, plural. Boy, singular, boys, plural. Car, singular, cars, plural. Hero, singular, heroes, plural. mango, singular, mangoes, plural. Lady, singular, ladies, plural. Baby, singular, babies, plural. Likewise, we used to add some yes or es or ies to the sentence, ies to the word in order to make the singular word into a plural word. That's all about it. Next one is sentence pattern. This is a very easy grammar topic. Basically, a sentence has five patterns. We all know that they are subject, verb, object, complement, and adjunct. What is meant by subject? You all know what is called a subject. Okay. Normally, a noun represents the place of a place or a name of a person or a thing or anything like that. Okay, it represents the name of a person, place or thing or anything like that. Okay. For example, if I say Ram saw a snake, Ram here represents the subject, the name of a person. Ram is a subject. Next one, verb. Verb signifies the action word. Okay, doing verbs. Okay, next one, for example, if I say the patient is recovered, recovered here represents the verb, recovered here is the verb. Okay, next one, object. So the main thing is it is followed by main verb and at the same time it can be transformed into passive voice. Okay, so example, I will say a sentence, the hunter killed a deer. The hunter here is a subject, killed here is a main verb. The other one, a deer, it is followed by a main verb. Killed here is a main verb followed by some words that will definitely be a object. So a deer here is the object, the hunter subject, killed verb, a deer is an object. Okay, the second rule is that we can transform the sentence into a passive voice. Okay, if we have object in a sentence, we can transform the sentence into a passive voice. The hunter killed a deer, it is actually active voice. Why? Because there is no presence of by in the sentence. I could easily transform it into passive voice, but how? A deer was killed by the hunter. You can see that I have used the word called by in the sentence. Okay, there is a presence of by in the sentence, so this is definitely a passive voice. The hunter killed a deer, active voice. A deer was killed by the hunter, this is a passive voice. Okay, next one is complement. Grammatically, a complement completes the meaning of a sentence. From this we can easily identify that there is a complement. Okay, it represents a person's profession or anything like that. For example, if I say Radhika is a housewife, Radhika here is a subject, is here is the verb, and a housewife is a complement. Without a complement, the sentence cannot be complete. Okay, next one, adjunct. Normally it have three rules. The first one is words end with ly are called adjuncts, and then all the phrases will be considered as an adjunct, and then normally adjunct answers to the questions when, where, why, and how. This is how you have to predict adjunct. The first rule is words end with ly are called as adjuncts. Second one, all the phrases will be considered as adjuncts. Third one, adjunct answers the questions when, where, why, and how. That's all about it. Okay. So the next one, the next topic is blended words. What is called as blended words? This is very simple. New words are formed in English by combining a part from two existing words. That is called blending. Okay. If we combine two words, it give a new word. That is called as blended words. For example, if I say travel plus catalog, that will become travelogue. Travel plus catalog is equal to travelogue. International plus police is equal to Interpol. Vegetable plus burger is equal to veg burger. Next one, electronic plus mail is equal to email. This is how you have to blend the words. You are combining two words and you are making it into a different word. That is called as blending. Okay, you are combining one part of a word and the another part on the another word. That is called as blending. Next one, direct and indirect speech. You all know what is called as reported speech. It's just a way we represent or report the speech of other people or what we say ourselves. Okay, direct speech is nothing but a representation of the actual words someone said. If we say the sentence which someone said directly, there is a direct speech. And if we change sentence formation, that will become an indirect speech. Okay, for example, direct speech is that the teacher said to the students, I shall take you to the museum tomorrow. This is the direct speech. If I want to reframe the sentence into indirect speech, how could I do that? Kindly note this. The teacher informed the students that he would take them to the museum the next day. There is a difference between direct and indirect speech. If there is no change in the direction and in the if there is no change in the sentence formation, that will be considered as a direct speech. But if you report the words spoken by the speaker, that will become an indirect speech. That's all about it. The next one, active and passive voice. I already told you how could you make a active sentence into a passive sentence. Okay, for example, what is the sentence I told you before this? I hope you people remember that. For example, if I say that I already told you subject verb will be followed by an object. Okay, subject main verb will always be followed by an object. If the word follows the main verb, that will definitely be a object. Okay, so the hunter killed a deer. This is an active sentence. So if I want to make it into a passive voice, I have to add by in the sentence. How could I add by in the sentence? I told you already. A deer was hunted a deer was killed by the hunter. I have added by in the word. This is called as passive voice. That's all about it. Nothing much. Okay. So people, I hope you understood the concept of this grammar topic. So if you like the video, just like, subscribe and wait for my next video. Thank you.